Gamble Factory, what's going on? Long time no see. It's your boy ZROB. We got Coach T Posey. We're finally back. Football season is very near, and we have a free square to use on some NFL season long props. I think last year we did okay. We had some injuries kind of ruin our slips, and then our NBA season long slip went 5-1 with a brutal injury, chalking that one. But football's back. I know I'm personally super excited for it. Man, I'm so tired of baseball. Nothing beats that. Like when NFL comes back, and then like October when you got NBA also, and that's the best time of year. So I'm ready for it to get back to us. Tyler, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm sick of baseball at this point. I feel like baseball's really, really good for about a month and a half early on, and then we hit like middle of June into early July, and it's just such a dead couple months. It seems like just Prizepicks is just giving you nothing, no values there. It just kind of gets old. So baseball season's really long, and so it'll get good again eventually. I hope,
Hmm.
but you know, I don't really care anymore. It's time to talk football. I can't wait for football season. I know it's still months away, but anytime I get a chance to talk about football, it's just a fun thing to do. It's probably my favorite sport to bet on, favorite sport to watch for sure.
Yep.
Uh, just exciting times.
Agreed. And you guys let us know. First stream in a little bit, so let us know if we need to adjust any volumes or fix anything. Hopefully everything runs smooth. But if you remember our streams last year, there's always something going on. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll go off with my top play, guaranteed hit. Mahomes over zero point 0.5 passing yards. Nah, we Tyler and I talked about it. We're just gonna obviously throw this one in if you haven't used it yet. Hopefully, you get more than a $5 max entry on it, unlike me. So that kind of sucks. But obviously, it's a no-brainer. Plug this in. It's a free prop. He's gonna throw for damn near 4,300 yards according to the books. So plug this one in. Tyler, you want to go ahead and get us started with one of your props, or?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. We'll go. My first prop is going to be Kyler Murray, and his passing yards at 3,449.5. To me, this is too low. You look at his body of work over his 5 seasons now, and he's covered this in every single season he's played a full season. Now, obviously, the injury risk is there, but that's going to be for most people in terms of running backs or mobile quarterbacks. It's just going to be there. I don't really care. Like I said, he's gone over in every season he's played a full season. Even if he doesn't play the full 17 games this year, you're still looking at somebody who's needs only 202 passing yards a game to cover this problem. Over his career, he's thrown for 240 yards per game. Uh, say he misses one game, that's just now he only needs 215 yards to cover. Misses 2 games, now it's only 230. And to me, you get that leeway of still missing a couple of games and still only needing what 10 yards under his career average. That's to me an easy problem. Coming off his ACL injury last year, he played the last 8 games and he averaged 224 yards per game. He came back pretty quick and still threw for that. And you go back and look at his receiving core last year. It's a rookie, Michael Wilson, a late round draft pick, a second year tight end, and Trey McBride had a great year with just his second year, and a bunch of other guys that I don't even know their names. I don't remember their names. Like it's just not a great receiving core last season. But this year he gets Marvin Harrison Jr., a very high draft pick for them. Obviously, a really talented receiver coming out of college, and you go and get Wilson's second year. You add Zay Jones to the mix, a veteran receiver who's kind of produced good, solid numbers for a wide receiver three. And then you get another guy in Trey McBride who has just had a breakout year in year two for him, and now we go into year three. I expect another really good year out of McBride, and additionally, they're projected to win 6.5 games. They're very good. Usually, what happens is teams that are not very good have to come back in games, means they have to play football more. So again, you're getting all
Your voice cut out for me just now. I don't know if your mic unplugged or what. Yes, there does. There's technical difficulties. I don't know. I just stopped hearing you all of a sudden. Can you hear me? No, probably. Yeah. Hold on, go ahead and talk.
Can you not hear me
Yep, there you
now?
go. You're back.
Evil man, I'm over here on a roll, and it
You're,
knocked me out.
yeah, you're doing good. I just tried to ice you, but I think we're back. So
I mean, but like I said, their win total 6.5. They're not very good teams. They have to throw the ball more, additional offensive weapons. So to me, it just all adds up for a nice over here on 3,500 yards. Yeah,
so
not he got me.
Felipe said, "Not the mic again."
Dude, he got me. I don't know what's going on
You were
here.
killing it. No, no. I'm not a big Kyler Murray fan myself, but this line just seems too low. If we can just avoid too many double XP Call of Duty weekends for the guy, which is a crazy stat. Like he's like terrible when on those days. Like it's just a crazy correlation. But I mean, it's hard not to be excited about him throwing to Marvin Harrison, and then I love Trey McBride this year, man.
Yeah,
He's
he's
gonna
great.
have a killer year. So uh, yeah, big fan of that line. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my guy Derrick Henry. It's weird taking the old running back and trusting to hit for him to hit 1,000 yards, but like Derrick Henry is just absolutely different. Last year he was still absolute workhorse. If you look at his like yards per carry, it did dip a little bit last year, but he was running behind like the worst offensive line in football. Like that Titans offensive line is terrible. In the last two seasons, the Titans have ranked 30th in rush yards before contact. And now he's on the Ravens, and they rank first in that category, which is huge to see, especially for a guy like Derrick Henry. And then you got the Ravens offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. He's on record stating that he'd love to see Henry get 300 carries this year, which, based on his past and him not really slowing down, I don't see why he doesn't do that again easily. Even Harbaugh said that he expects Henry to have a huge workload. His only competition for touches is Keaton Mitchell, and he's not going to steal Henry's early down work for sure. He'll probably steal some third down work, but I mean that Ravens running attack is just going to be absolutely insane. I just think this number is way too low, and Henry's having his best offensive line he's probably ever had, but for sure in the last few years. So the only thing you have to worry about, in my opinion, is that Ravens running back curse that there seems to be the last few years. But I mean, like I said, Derrick Henry, he's just built different. I don't see how he doesn't go over 1,000 yards, especially if he gets those 300 carries this year. So
Yeah, it just seems like they're just discounting Derrick Henry for his age only. 'Cause I don't see any way around that. He's going to get close to 300. I mean, right? Like, I don't see any way they don't. They're not going to sign him for no reason. Like he's
no,
getting the ball.
no, I agree. I mean, he basically has to average what like 3.3 yards per carry, which is significantly lower than his career averages. I don't have that on hand, but I'm pretty sure he averages over 4 yards per carry. So
Yeah, and then Dilly makes another point. Like if they do the read option and they have Lamar as well, like
mm-hmm.
they got to honor that. There's been no threat to run with. There's been no run with Will Levis or Ryan
Exactly.
Tannehill. Like
Yeah.
it's not an option. It's a good that's a good point as
Well,
well.
and then like you're gonna fear the Ravens passing attack more than you ever fear Ryan Tannehill or Levis passing the ball too. So like the stack boxes may be still there, but it's not gonna be near as much, right? So
No, exactly. I mean, that's too low of a line for a running back as quality as Henry with the offensive line he's given now.
yeah, and then our boy Luke, he said Keaton coming off a nasty injury last year too, so who knows how healthy he'll be coming through the year, but like he has no competition. He's gonna get 300 carries if he stays remotely healthy, which he's proven to do. So
Yeah, just that one, that one nasty one.
all right, what you got next?
This one may sound odd, guys, but you need to stick with me here. I'm gonna go to my guy Curtis Samuel over 575 receiving yards. I know it's Curtis Samuel, and he's not been the most consistent player on the board, but you go look at his last 5 seasons, where two of those have been in Washington with a rotating quarterback carousel. Two of those were in, or three of those were in Washington, excuse me, and two of those were in Carolina. Not known to be the best passing attacks in the league, and he still covered 4 out of his last 5 years. The only year in which he didn't was his injury, and he played 5 games. Uh, so you're getting all of those things. A receiver who's been consistent at this line. Now he gets to go to a team that is not Sam Howell led, or who the heck else was their quarterback. I don't even remember for Washington. But you get to go to Josh Allen's offense. You also got to remember his offensive coordinator is Joe Brady. You go look at Curtis Samuel's best season. It was under Joe Brady, where he caught 77 balls for 851 yards. That's a lot of production. Joe Brady knows how to get this dude open. And with Josh Allen now losing Stephon Diggs, losing Gabe Davis, there's a ton of targets in shape for the Bills. Curtis Samuel is the most experienced receiver in that room. Were they throwing Keon Coleman out there, Khalil Shakir out there?
Hey, don't be hating on Shakir now.
No, I like both of them. Uh, I like both of them, and they obviously have a good tight end room with
Yep.
Kincaid.
Incredible
And
tight
those
end.
are, yeah, it's a great tight end room. But you're talking about Curtis Samuel, who's been a really consistent receiver with much worse quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Brady, being that offensive coordinator, is really good at scheming people open. And Curtis Samuel, to me, is the most reliable receiver in that room right now. Obviously, I do like the other guys, and I'm not hating on those, but Curtis Samuel's more experienced. He has the experience. He has the relationship with Joe Brady. And I think he has Josh Allen's trust. Kind of reading some reports through OTAs and stuff. It's going to be a good year for Curtis Samuel. No, I'm not projecting 1,000 yards, but you give a guy with that much experience, a great quarterback, and 575 yards, and he's covering it with not great quarterbacks, that's easy. And I'm going to go to that all day.
Mm-hmm. My man's bringing in Chet Holmgren over 13.4 points per game.
That was an easy line for us.
It was super easy. No, I like the Curtis play. That line's just too low, man. I've always been
Yeah.
a Curtis fan anyway. He's fun to watch, and I think he's gonna excel in this offense, especially like you said, veteran wide receiver. Uh, there's no Diggs anymore. I mean, he's gonna get some work, and he doesn't even have to average really high numbers. Like if he just stays
Nice.
remotely healthy, he doesn't have to really do much to hit this line. So, all right, I'm gonna go over to Mr. Drake London. Absolutely love my guy here to hit 1,000 plus yards. Um, in his first 2 seasons, he's gone for 866 and 905. But if we look at the quarterback play with that, it's even crazy that he even got that much. I mean, he literally had some of the worst quarterback play that you can even think of with Mariota, Desmond Ritter throwing him the ball like that. That's so bad. Then you look into him coming in for his third year, and that tends to be a big breakout year for wide receivers in the NFL. And I don't see why London doesn't absolutely have a massive year this year with Kirk Cousins throwing him the ball. I see no reason to question or think Kirk Cousins doesn't come into the season and be 100%. He's on pace, tracking to start the season. There's no reports about him being set back right now. So having Kirk Cousins throw him the ball is going to be exponentially beneficial for Drake London. So when you look at Kirk Cousins wide receiver ones over the last few years, I know it's Justin Jefferson for I think it's the last 3 seasons. JJ's went over 1,400 yards in each of those seasons. all we need is 1,000 for him here. And then you look before Justin Jefferson, where he had Diggs. For I think it was 2 years before that. Both years Diggs went over 1,000 yards, and then one of those years Thielen also went over 1,000 yards with Diggs. Kirk's going to get his wide receiver one tons of looks. Um, and there's no competition for the wide receiver one here. It's the Drake London show. He's an absolute stud. We're going to see him break out in a big way. I'd be surprised if he goes for less than 1,250 yards this year. I think this line's way too low. And this Falcons team is going to be pretty good, in my opinion. I'm a little biased. I love the Falcons, but on paper they have a star-studded, should have a star-studded offense, assuming Kirk Cousins a full go, and I see no reason to think that he's not. So
Yeah, they paid that man. They're going to absolutely use him. They went out and got a quarterback because they knew they had weapons around him. And, with an aging Cousins, even coming off injury, they didn't care. They want these guys to have the football. I mean, they got weapons.
mm-hmm.
It's time to use them. And
Yep.
obviously, I think Bijan, I think he eats. I think London eats. Kyle Pitts maybe actually has a year.
I think he finally will, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
Man, that's 5, right?
yeah, that's 5. So I know our last pick we were both on the same page about. It's on both our short lists. So I'll let you kind of go ahead and start if you want, and I'll touch up anything that I also have.
Like I said, we made 2 apiece. Those 2 that we had, we've talked about. Those were kind of not really on the same list. And then this last guy was on both of ours list, and somebody's already mentioned him in chat actually. And it kind of goes along with what we're thinking here. Justin Cash Olave's receiving yards. It kind of goes together here. Chris Olave is at 1,099.5 yards is just too low for the type of receiver this dude is. I mean, he's been an absolute beast in his first 2 years. He's gone over 1,000 yards both seasons, and even in his rookie season, he had 1,042 yards. Obviously, not covering the line, but then last season, 1,123, and like Zach said, just like Drake London, third-year receivers just have a chance, or just seem to have that breakout year. Obviously, in year 3, and Olave's already been very good. Now he's got the same quarterback for the first time. He gets to go back to Derek Carr, and not saying Derek Carr is an absolute stud, but he gets the ball to Olave. He is fed. He goes back to Olave over and over again. Last year, he had 138 targets. That dude is going to continue to get that type of workload. I see 150 targets incoming. For Olave, I don't see any reason why that doesn't go up as it did from his rookie to his second year. And third-year receivers just break out.
Yep, third-year guy.
With that comfortability with Carr, I don't see any reason why this line should be where it's at.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to. My price pick kind of refreshed on me, so I was getting the lineup pulled up. I don't know if you mentioned anything about their new offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak. Olave is going to benefit a lot with him being here. Olave is going to be put in motion a lot more, so he's going to have a lot higher chances for yard after catch, which is going to be huge for him. So, like I said, 1,100 yards should be easy for Olave if he stays healthy. Carr has also been talking a lot about how he's super optimistic and excited to play in this new offense for the Saints. It's going to look completely different than last year's, and it's going to be a big improvement in my opinion as well. So
yeah, I think the same thing. Like I said, we were both on this prop, and we both thought it was too low, and we were going to take this all day. Somebody said they already used Mahomes. Maybe we can cook up a replacement for him too. We do have a couple more on our list we can talk about if anybody has used it. Mahomes free square. If you want to do that.
Yeah, let me see. I try and find my list. Do you have an extra one that you were liking? I don't have anything off the top of my head.
I don't have anything written up to talk about, but I do have a few guys on there that I know. One we both like was Travis Kelce.
Yep.
His yards at 899.5. That feels soft. And I know why it's that low because of his age and him.
Who else is going to catch the ball though? There.
Yeah, being 34 years old, obviously they're putting that for that reason. But he hasn't gone under 899 yards since his second season in the league in
Mhm.
2015. Like he just continues to get 1,000 yards. Last year he missed it by 16 yards.
Yep.
Obviously, like he's getting older, and it's going to be probably obviously a little harder to create separation and get those openings. But he's still going against continuous linebackers that he's still faster than, still able to maneuver around. And who in the heck else is going to get the football?
Dude, there's
Are
nobody.
we are we going to throw it to Xavier Worthy, a rookie
You can't catch the
that
ball, man.
can't catch? Are we?
We'll
Is he
see,
going to
but
trust him? Yeah, you're going to trust him. He's going to continue to throw it to Travis Kelce. He's going to get 900 yards or more, which to me he's closing on 1,000 again. I don't understand this line other than the fact that he's 34 years old, closing in on 35.
mhm.
But it's Mahomes, it's Kelce. I don't really care anyway.
Let's say he was banged up all last year too, like since the start of the season. Like he came into the season hurt, so hopefully he's healthy. I don't see anything about him being hurt right now. So if he can stay healthy, I know he's older. His body doesn't quite take the hits like it used to, but I like that Kelce prop a lot. I'm probably going to actually run this slip without the Mahomes free square as well myself, just because like I only get $5 on Mahomes thing, and that's just not enough. Uh,
Yeah,
enough upside for me. So, uh,
especially for a season, full
golly,
season
yeah,
of like months.
to
Yeah,
win 125 bucks, and that's it for a full season's work. Um, Another one I like too. I don't know if you looked him up much. I know you like this guy, but Sam LaPorta, his receiving yards or touchdowns, either one. Uh, this guy was an absolute monster last year as a rookie, and rookie tight ends rarely fare well. I just don't see this guy like he hit these lines last year as a rookie. I don't see how he doesn't hit them again. 1,000 receiving yards, 10 plus receiving touchdowns. This guy's in line for a big year and a really good offense. I mean, and it's not like he can be, like whereas teams can kind of like bracket coverage Kelce out of the picture some because they don't have any wide receivers. You can't really do that on the Lions. Like if you take LaPorta away, then you're going to get absolutely torched on the outside by St. Brown and maybe even Jamison Williams this year. So I love the LaPorta line. A big LaPorta guy. I think we all are. I mean, it's hard not to cheer for this guy. So.
yeah. And like you said, Jameson Williams is in line, and they've talked him up all OTAs
Mm-hmm.
and involuntaries. Like they're talking like this dude's about to take a step forward.
Of course, they've been saying that for what 3 years
Well,
now, 4
yeah,
years.
like injury his first year, coming off that
Gambling.
ACL, and then gambling illegally last year.
No, but if he's good though, it's gonna only help stretch the field and make things easier for Laporta underneath. So
Dougie, yeah, Marquise Brown with KC. That's great.
that's true. I just not a big Marquise Brown guy, but I mean that's gonna be their
Yeah,
best receiver for
it
sure.
is. I mean, yeah, he'll be their best receiver, but that still just opens up the targets that Rasheed Rice is going to get. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
one for one. Like it's
exactly.
going to be kind of the same thing there. Kelsey's still going to get every trustworthy look that Mahomes needs. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Bryce Young passing yards.
I actually had that on my list and I wanted to bring it up, but man, he that just was such a bad team last year. I couldn't pull the trigger on it myself. I mean, he has to. The whole team has to improve. It's probably going to, and Bryce Young's also going to improve some too. And I mean, his line. What's it at? I can't remember.
32 and
Yeah,
30.
it's so low for a starting quarterback. Like I think that's a good line. I had it on my list as well. I couldn't bring myself to play Bryce Young. Man, I took his under like every game last year. He's so bad.
Yeah, threw for third or for 20, basically 2,900 game or 2,900 yards in 16
Which
games
is
last year.
crazy because like they're trailing constantly.
They, they were. I mean, they had to throw it a lot. I took his passing attempts a ton,
Yeah, I remember that.
just because he just had to throw it so much.
Hmm.
They boosted it so many times, and it's a fine line. Like Zach said, I'm scared too. So
Uh,
You obviously definitely got some upgrades, but certainly still scares me because it's a bad team.
somebody brought up Joe Schmo. Oh, that's our guy. I remember Joe. He's talking about Burrow, Chase, and then Devontae and Hurts to a Waddle. That's actually really smart to do because you can get
Yeah,
23x full out stacking. Because Tyler and I were talking about this yesterday. You can play like Kirk Cousins, Drake London, Kyle Pitts as a three piece pairing, and then play like Kyle Murray, Marvin Harrison, and Trey McBride, just something like that, like a 3-and-3 combination, and get 23x for it. That's really good correlation to play. I mean, that's and 23x, especially since everybody in the industry has tanked correlated plays anymore. I think it's really smart to do. So we asked about
yeah,
Njoku.
yeah. I haven't really looked at Njoku
Haven't
much.
either.
725 receiving yards.
Didn't they? Who'd they add? Didn't they add a receiver?
Yeah, they did. Oh my gosh. Jerry Judy.
That's right. I mean, I like Njoku. It's hard not to cheer for the guy. He was an absolute monster at the end of the last year. I just don't. Man, I don't trust the Browns ever. I
Yeah,
don't really
it's
trust
hard for me
Watson. I
to
keep
trust.
thinking Watson's going to be really good, but I don't know. He might be toast. I hope not. I wouldn't mind the
Yeah, I
Browns
mean,
being good. So.
Njoku's. Yeah, obviously Njoku had a good year last year with just about 900 receiving yards.
Mhm.
And it's great. But I don't trust Watson. I don't trust the Browns. Simple as that. I mean, they'd love to run the football 55 times a game if they could.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they'll ever be able to if Watson is certainly out of it and can't produce like he used to. And he may not. I don't really know the answer to that one. I just don't necessarily trust that offense. Love Joku though.
Yeah. Our guy Joe also brought up Dotson and Jaden Daniels. I don't mind that. I mean, I like Dotson a lot. I didn't research that prop personally, so I don't want to have a take on it right now. But just from like glancing at it, it seems low.
Hey, somebody's brought up Pickens a couple times. Did you look
Oh
at Pickens at
no,
all?
I didn't. But let me look at his lines real quick.
Yeah, it's at 1,000. You just gotta get 1,000 yards.
Do we, man? Do we trust the quarterback play there?
We're not gonna, Broncos country. Let's ride it.
Gosh.
Ride over to the Pittsburgh
I
Steelers.
mean, obviously, like Justin Fields returning kicks there, which is crazy. uh, I mean, I like George
What?
Pickens. I'm a fan of George Pickens. Do I trust the quarterback play? I don't know. I I'm
I
unsure
mean,
of it.
but think about this: is Pickett or Wilson better, or are they the same player at this point in Wilson's career?
Dude, I hate Russell Wilson. He
I know
sucks, bro.
he does.
Is he even gonna
What if
play much? Is it gonna? Do we even know for sure he's gonna be a starter? Like, it's got to be Fields, right?
no, it's Wilson,
No way, dude.
dude. I mean, I think Fields. I mean, you
I
can't
haven't looked into the
maybe
Steelers much. I just.
Pickens is so talented, man.
He's a beast.
Been done. He's
Mhm.
been done dirty.
Mhm.
He did have a 1,000 or 1,100 last year with Kenny Pickett. And
That's
Mason
impressive.
Rudolph. It is impressive, but are they better or worse than Russell Wilson?
They're
I don't know
just
the answer to that.
well, and
It's
then
just
didn't the Falcons head coach is their offensive coordinator now, right? Am I making that up?
yeah. I don't think you're making that up. Arthur Smith.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're not making that up. I
Yeah, it's
don't.
Arthur Smith. So like, we all
Or,
saw how that offense was last year. So, I mean, I know they had terrible
I don't.
quarterback play, but what I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I think that Steelers team could be really bad. I think Arthur Smith is just an idiot. So
He was terrifying.
I was
I mean,
pissed at him all last year as a Falcons fan. I hear
yeah,
Fields should be better. Woot.
yeah. Fields is definitely better now with Arthur Smith there. I don't like it.
No, I do though. Like, I would guess Pickens goes for over 1,000. I don't.
Yeah, if you made me play aside, I'm picking the over,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Because he's that talented. I think he's very good. I think he's been screwed with quarterbacks.
Mexican forever. He said, "I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm looking at McCarthy under for all his props. Good chance he doesn't
Yeah,
start until the second half of the season. Do they have lines for him?
I think they do in some of the books, but I don't think they do.
No, they don't. I'm about to say
Yeah,
I would have
Prize
loved that
Picks.
under as well if they had it up
Yeah,
here.
Prize Picks didn't put those up, but if you have a book, a season long a book for what DraftKings or whatever, I think they do have those lines up, and I would take that under as well because, like
Hmm.
Mexican Forever says, he
Boy,
might not play for a while.
Sam Darnold could just go run it up, man.
Yes, Sam Darnold's taking over for the last 10 years. That's
Hey,
what everybody keeps saying.
it don't take much of a quarterback to be able to throw the ball to the goat Justin Jefferson. So I wanted so badly to take one of his props too, but I just
Yeah, Luke said Tomlin will always have them right around 500.
yep.
He's one of the best coaches, man. He's so good.
He's
He
never
just
finished
has
below
no.
500, has he?
I don't know. I don't think so. I know last time I don't know what they finished last year, but it's insane.
How many Super Bowls have they won like in the last 20 years with him? Has it only been one?
I'm not sure that he's won more than one. I think he got one with Big Ben.
I'm surprised. See, with the way things are, dude, I'm surprised he still has a job there. Like, it's either like Super Bowl bust for teams anymore, you know. So, oh,
Yeah.
they apparently had McCarthy's props up, so they must have snagged that off once they figured out people were hammering those unders. My guess.
Yeah. Hunter Henry's props look really nice.
Oh boy, man, them Patriots. It's gonna be a different team though. It'll be interesting to
You
see
know,
how that goes.
you
It's
know,
only
funny thing is,
400 yards.
it's very low. Funny thing is, I coached against Hunter Henry in high school when he was in high school.
He played basketball.
He did. He played basketball at Pulaski Academy for a little bit when he was in ninth grade.
Was
Coach,
only in ninth
Coach
grade.
Ian, yeah, only ninth grade. He was obviously a really good athlete. Could not the most talented of basketball players, but a great athlete.
I'm about to say he probably was just the biggest guy on the court, so he didn't have
Oh, he's huge. No, he's so big.
to. But I think that may be it. Unless you guys have any more last second questions, we're gonna roll this six out. I'm probably also gonna play either Kelce or LaPorta as a Mahomes replacement and just put some more money on it, just because I don't want to have only $5 on these guys for the whole season. Um, A Chain and Gibbs look like they got yeah. It's hard not to be high on either of those guys. But
Yeah,
Tyler,
tight ends are definitely hoopers.
what's crazy, dude, this year is sorry, I'm just excited to talk football, so I just will never shut up about it. The tight end class this year is just insane. Like there's so many stud tight ends
Yeah,
like on every team almost. So,
it's probably the deepest the tight end position has been for fantasy football in
mhm,
the entire time we've played it.
I agree. I agree. So, all right. Well, I think that's gonna be it. We're gonna get off here. Stay tuned for some more streams coming very soon. It's almost football season, and Tyler and I, just like last year, we're gonna have streams for like every slate that we can. Um, maybe have some sweat streams as well when we're getting real close. Those are always a blast. Tyler, you got anything else to add?
No. When we did the stretch thing last time, I'm just gonna say this. I don't like Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers that. I just have to bring it up because he's really pissed us.
Uh,
He's pissed me off, and we talked about it the other day. He just every time I look at Trevor Lawrence, he just pisses me off for selling that
there's
running
gotta
back
be
for
somebody in
everybody.
here from that sweat stream where
Oh my
Trevor
god.
Lawrence just sold us on the last second.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm still sick of that, but that's all right. We're getting 25x for this. We're gonna start the
Yeah,
season off giving you a 25x. Obviously, it's gonna take a while to hit, but it's gonna hit.
this shit's
We're
hitting,
good.
dude. I absolutely love this slip. And Mexican Forever, he said, asked if we're gonna do another one. We probably will have a second season long slip. Once they
Yeah,
add a bunch more categories, we're gonna
yeah.
take a look at those and see what we can find. So, all right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one.